My iPad is acting up, man. All right. So, anyways, think I'm live. My phone says I'm live, but oh yeah, there we go. Now it's saying that I'm live. All right. So, back on the tracks is TMAXX. A subscriber did send me a package. I did kind of touch on that before, and it's Wally's World, and that was pretty cool of him to do that. So what he did is he had, I guess, this brand new unopened Carb Refresh kit, which is basically what it is. O-rings, the bellows. Originally, what I was talking about was I was thinking some of my tuning issues for my 2.5 TMAXX. I was thinking some of the tuning issues were from the bellows. I mean, I could be wrong. Could be like other stuff, but I haven't taken this thing apart. And why do I say that a 20-year-old TMAXX is better than a new Redcat Nitro? Well, because effectively, even though that Redcat Nitro is from late purchase 2019, you can't even call it 2019. I don't even think I ran the thing right away. I'm fairly confident that I ran it in the spring. So purchased in December of 2019, but ran it, unboxed it, whatever, I believe in 2020. And the servo, the steering servo right now is already going out on it. Now, that you can't even call it battery packs, but the system has been electrified maybe, how many days? Maybe 3 or 4 days? I mean, I could be wrong. I'm kind of holding to that because I really don't remember running the thing anything longer than that. So for a steering servo to go out that quick, for the high-speed needle to, I believe, have an issue with tuning, and the live that I did yesterday, I think ironed it out to the fact that I do believe that it's the high-speed needle that's defective on that. Could be something else. I don't know. It's not the tank. It's not the lines. Thing fires up right away. But it seems as though I just cannot get an accurate tune on that. Seems like I go one way, seems fine, go the other way, and it's not. So I've got the TMAXX on deck. I did actually hear from Redcat. So initially what I did is I gave them a call, figured call them up first, because guess what? You can actually call Redcat. You can't call Horizon, but you can call Redcat. So gave Redcat a call, and the guy on the phone basically said, there's nothing that I can do. It's obviously, it's beyond its warranty period. And I said, I know. I said, that's why I said it that way. And that's how I put it out there. I said, I bought this thing late December of 2019. I unboxed it in 2020, did a break-in, tried to tune it, gave up, and then finally broke it out again just to see if I could figure out what was going on. Because what's the sense of having an RC, spending the money? Excuse me, I've had way too much coffee this morning already. What's the sense of buying an RC if you're not going to use it? Like crawlers. What's the sense of having stuff if you're not going to use it? And that's where I think I was getting frustrated too a while back in a video or a live, I can't remember. It was a short, I think that's what it was. I did pictures. I did a community post and I said something like, I think I'm going to have to dump a couple RCs because it's just getting too overwhelming. You end up having RCs that you thought you wanted, and you kind of realize I really don't. So one of the RCs that I've got, or actually a few of them, are a couple of Arrmas. One is the Vortex. That thing, for me, I think for me, out of any, even I even think the Earthquake is better I think the Redcat Earthquake Nitro is better for me. And I'm only saying for me because there might be people out there that, you know, think that the Vortex is amazing and it's the best RC ever created. And if that's the experience you have, that's great. But that car hasn't been able to provide me that experience. And a lot of it is because of me. And I'm okay with that. So that's why I'm still kind of giving it a shot. But so far, for me, the type of vehicle that it is, I'm not that guy. The other vehicle that I can't, well, for me, seems like the Kraton. And I have a Kraton V5, and I've got two Kraton rollers. And while the Kraton seems like it's a good platform, maybe I'm not that guy either. I don't know, man. What kind of guy am I here? The Kraton does seem like it's a good vehicle. But what I didn't appreciate was this is V5, and on landings, my shock towers are bending. And like I went into the whole thing, they're bending inwards, so it's the shock and whatever. The shocks could be bottoming out. I don't know. I just maybe that's what's supposed to happen. Maybe the shock towers are supposed to bend. That way I can just bend them back, and that way Arrma, you know, sells you the 70, 75 EXB ones or something. Maybe that's what their plan was the whole time. We'll give you an RC that, and my jumps aren't crazy too. That's the other thing too. Earl had said maybe it's the cold, because I don't think he's experiencing the issues that I experienced with mine. Granted, he doesn't have a V5, but yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna just jump into chat real quick and see how everybody's doing. And I'm gonna open up that package, show you what Wally's World sent me, which he didn't just send me the Carb Refresh kit with the O-rings and stuff. He also sent two other things, which I thought that was pretty cool, man. And I don't know if it's because I had just mentioned I've got like 2 teeth missing on my spur, or if it was just that thing where he just decided to go ahead and throw a couple things in the package. I'm assuming it's because he heard me say I've got 2 teeth chipped. And the other thing that was pretty cool was that he gave me the pinion gear, the clutch bell too. So I'm going to open up that package right now just to show you what he gave me. I'm going to dive into the Traxxas TMAXX, pull the carburetor off. I should probably like check fuel lines and stuff like that too as well, but I really don't think I've got a problem with that. I honestly feel that my issue is possibly just, well, I mean, I know that the carburetor slide sticks anyway because contaminants are getting in there, but I think it's probably time to kind of take that apart anyway and just get a good look at it and see what's going on. And maybe while the carburetor is off, after I clean it, take it and just see if it will fit onto the Earthquake 3.5. Now, bunch of people had said other carburetors fit better or something. So I don't know. Maybe it's the seal. Maybe it's the size. I guess it fits, but we'll see. Yeah. So that's it. So I'm just going to open up this package to show you what he gave me, which I thought was, like I said, was pretty cool. So here we go. Oh, yeah, I should jump into chat. I should jump into chat real quick. Yeah, look at that while I talk. Rotate device. What do you mean? Man. Titan. All right. Here we go. All right, so we've got who do we got first? Who was first in this? Buggies and Truggies. Wow, actually at 8:08. And then Emily was technically first, hitting on that 8:15 time. Matteo was second. Seastone third. Good morning to you. We got Jeremy. Put a different engine. What, in the Earthquake? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to spend any money. That's just it. And that's the thing too. Eventually, yes, I could see if it was tired and worn out that's when you should spend the money. But I don't I don't love that vehicle that much. I'd rather literally just move on to something else. I don't want to blow more money into it. It's pointless to me. Riviera, what's going on? Good morning to you. Let's see. We got Joe Girding, Earl Moorhead. Good morning. Monster Jam. What's going on, guy? Green Frog. What's going on, guy? Redcat customer service was cool in your... Yeah, Redcat does have a fairly good customer service thing. Just with my Redcat Earthquake, there's nothing they could do. I don't even think I finished saying what I was saying. Monster Jam bought a Mercedes. Nice, man. Yep. Appreciate that, Maddie. Hit that like button. Yeah. Smash it if you want to. Jonathan, what's going on? Good morning. Guy. Boring on the Pro block, yeah. Let's see. Harold, what's going on? Top of the morning to you as well. Let's see. Clicklax, what's going on? Good morning. And I am getting close. Wally's World, what's going on, guy? Okay, so you did see that I needed it. Thank you. RC Recreation. Actually, hey, RC Rec Creation. It's kind of a cool name. I like that. Wreck it and then create it back. It's pretty cool. USPS website needs a Will Smith slap. Dude. You know what's crazy about that, man? So many people. Oh, I messed up. So many people are going to be using and already have, and you knew it was going to happen. This is the way of like social media. I think Earl Moorhead was the first one to send me a meme. And I think what it was Arrma, Chris, and I believe Traxxas Sledge was Will Smith. I think that's how it went. And it just showed Will Smith obviously smacking Chris Rock. It is funny. And then obviously there's tons of stuff, and it's crazy how it explodes. And it's gonna be something that it's gonna be so negative for him, man. It's gonna be such a bad thing for Will Smith. And the way Chris Rock handled it, like everybody was saying, I mean, and I'll say it this way too, though. The comedian made the joke that may make you think twice, and that's that thing where a certain amount of society is missing. Now, is it right what he did? That's debatable, to be honest with you. From how I grew up, that's very debatable, especially with the knowledge that I've got now. Was it the right thing to do? You kind of look at it and you say it's only words. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really have an opinion because I'm not sure what I would have done, because in the end, that was still a public situation. And like I was informed basically by Earl. He was like, that was still a work situation. That's where there's going to be possible repercussions beyond anything, because Chris Rock holding it together like that, it was two things in my mind. Number one, it was Will Smith is bigger. Will Smith is more trained. Chris Rock is the little guy. So it was kind of like the big guy beating down on the little guy, and knowing that he could. Now, what would have happened if things were a little bit different? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. It's such a weird like balance thing to be on. I don't even want to talk about it, but whatever. I shouldn't have even talked about it. Art, what's going on, guy? Shadowbird, good morning. Mir, what's going on, man? Handle issues in private. Yeah. You know what though? Yeah and no, man, because I went into the thing about, you know, punishment even from a parent, and some kids don't know when to keep their mouth shut. Especially, it seems like a lot of the, you know, they call it the keyboard heroes nowadays, and it's like, if those keyboard heroes who feel they're entitled to say some of the stuff that they say, if they somehow did get a smack in their mouth or a ruler on the hands, there were reasons why those types of things happen, was because it's not that you shouldn't speak your mind. It's a different type of inappropriateness of using better judgment of when to say or when not to say. So I got to get off this, man, because I have a different, I have a different opinion. So anyways, I'm just going to jump into this because I don't want to get into that. It's hard not to sometimes though, but it's none of my business, man. Anyway, so this is the package that was sent. And he had warned me. He said, don't throw this in and run it with the gear that's already on there. And then look what he did. He actually sent that. TMAXX, Traxxas Nitro, hardened steel clutch bell, 20 teeth, man. That was stinking awesome, man. I mean, like he was saying, I had the stuff kicking around in my drawer. It doesn't matter. He still took out of his pocket and sent it to me, which I thought was awesome. There is a note in there, but the note is something that's not for the channel. But so this is what he sent. It's I believe they call it a carb refresh or something like that. I don't know if it's an actual carb rebuild, because I mean, it does give, wow, there's a lot of stuff in there. Is that a, oh, that's literally, I gotta open this. But it's got the bellows. Damn, it's got all kinds of stuff. I didn't realize there were that many stinking O-rings to the stupid carburetor. So I'm going to pop this open just to see exactly what this is. Let's see. O-ring and seal set. Carburetor O-rings. Losi O-rings. O-ring installation tool. There's a crush washer. And the carburetor dust boot. Now, the carburetor dust boot is honestly what I was kind of going after, but man. Damn, that's pretty cool. So I'm going to just break this open and see what's on that little instruction manual, because there's a lot of stinking O-rings on there. Holy moly. Wow. That is nuts, man. Why are there so many? All right. I think I need a seat that doesn't squeak. All right, so let's see what we got here. Carburetor kit. And all right, let's see what's actually inside this little bag here. City Plumbing, what's going on, guy? So, and look at that too. Even the O-rings being in a separate little baggie, that's kind of neat. That makes sense. So are they literally calling that, they calling that a crush sleeve? Looks like just a washer. Oh, wait a minute. There's two of them. One of them looks a little bit different than the other. Little installation tools. It's kind of cool. So let's see what we got here. If your carburetor has no O-ring groove in the base, use only the upper 10 millimeter O-ring or 10 by 1 millimeter O-ring. If your crankcase has an O-ring in the carb bore, use the 13 by 1 O-ring to replace it. So gives a nice diagram of taking apart all the pieces. There are a lot of little O-rings. So you got 1, 2. There's a sleeve right there, I believe. Oh no, that's the spring. So there's the bellows. But it gives, see, that's kind of cool. Even gives you a size chart so you can go ahead and match up the O-rings. They made this very, very easy to do. Wow. That is pretty slick. Yeah, there's all O-rings all over this thing. Okay, so those crush washers are for the fuel inlet. Wow, damn, there's 2 washers there too? This thing's got washers all over the place. You know what's funny? That's making me wonder. You know that? So that's actually making me wonder something. So somebody had said that they had thought that the maybe what I'll do is if the needle is the same on this thing, somebody had mentioned that on the earthquake that, what's it doing? Are you flexing? Are you flexing, bro? That on that earthquake, is this too zoomed? There we go. On the earthquake, on the needle, right? It did look like there was a missing O-ring. Somebody had noticed. And I had never taken that carburetor apart before. So thinking it's Redcat, thinking, you know, well, Redcat's not going to, I don't know, man. Thinking 2 things. Redcat's going to skimp out, but maybe that could be, the issue too. I wonder now. It shouldn't matter though. Maybe it does. Maybe I should see if I install an O-ring on that needle, if I've got one to fit. That would be funny. Imagine if that is, and I can't fathom why that would be the issue though, because the other O-ring seems to seal. I'd have to find the exact same size O-ring that is on there, but I don't know. I wouldn't think that has anything to do with it. Maybe it causes a pocket for fuel to sit in or something. I don't know. JT is just uploaded some kind of video or something. Maybe he's live. I have no idea. Go give JT a hard time. Just go, hey, guy, smoky burnout in the vet. A couple people did that, I think. I know, I think Monster Jam did. Yeah, just giving him a hard time. Sometimes people take things the wrong way. So yeah, I don't care. You ain't get enough time to waste my time. So give JT a hard time. Just go, hey guy, how's that vet doing? Smoky burnout? All right. Well, I think I'm gonna man, man, that is pretty cool how they even give you an installation tool to install the O-rings so that you don't tear them. That's obviously what that's showing is so you can slide the O-rings over and not tear the O-rings. That's kind of interesting. Use the provided tools to install the O-rings. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this carburetor apart. Maybe there's an O-ring that I can use from the old carburetor to go ahead and maybe put on the Redcat. I'm kind of thinking no. By the way these O-rings look and the way the Redcat one looked, it looks like the Redcat one is a more substantial, thicker O-ring. So I'm going to turn this around. Wally's World, if you're still here, thank you very much for sending these parts. You're making today's live basically possible. So I definitely appreciate that, man. So hopefully that's going to be the resolve, because that is really what I feel is going on here. Just maybe needed a little carb refresh. We'll see. The other thing too is my 20-year-old servo on my TMAXX is going out. Or it's just wicked slow. So I may swap that out. I may still just run it to see what happens. Yeah. So I'm just going to turn this around and see what we can see here. Oh yes, Monster Jam. You don't know if he got the joke. Yeah, he might have. Who knows? He I don't know. Sometimes, like I said, people, I don't know, have different attitudes towards things. I'm a very light-hearted individual, and I'll always be that way. So you can see the comment thread between JT and I. I think he gave the attitude, I ain't got time for that. Okay, man. Whatever. So let's see. Did I put a zip tie on that? No, I didn't. All right, so I can leave that the way that is. Gonna need to go ahead and get after that screw right there. Make sure I don't lose these pieces and maybe get this carb stuff out of the way of dirt. So let's see. Should be able to just undo that screw right there. Maybe that will give me enough room to kind of like pop things out, leave the throttle linkage still connected, and then kind of just weasel it off. I believe, yeah. Just try to do it like in a minimalistic way here. Yeah, that's the wrong one. That's not the right one. That's not the right one. Is this the right one? Can't remember if I used a round one. Is there a screw on the other side? Can't remember how I took this off. No, there's no screw on the other side. So I guess how did I do this? Oh, there we go. That should be enough. And fuel line, I got a zip tie. I got a snip on the other side there. So that zip tie could probably cause an issue too. Wait, I've got that. But I think it's all right. Let's see. Here we go. Pull that bad boy out of there. And it looks like on mine, there is an O-ring way down inside. So I'm going to go ahead and just disconnect But first, what I should do, just because, I'll just toss that in there for now, just so I don't get any crap in there. Just disconnect this fuel line here, and then pop out the little linkage piece. Get a little tweak. There we go. All right. Boy, it's nasty. Let's see. So what I should do is I'm going to go ahead right now, and even though this thing needs to be cleaned, I'm going to just go outside and give this a quick little blast with some brake clean, just to get some of the crap off of it. If I ever drive a vet. Well, Monster Jam, you've got a Mercedes now. That CLK should be able to do a burnout, right? Come on, guy. You can do it. Better. So the other thing I'm going to do is I've got my little, I wonder if I should use the smaller one. You know what? I think I'll use the little smaller little dunk tank here. This is all I need. I don't need to fill it up. No problem. Yeah, you get that burnout, nice guy. Boy, that boot wants to stay on there. All right, so I'm just going to use a lacquer thinner just to kind of clean stuff up. Let's get some of the contamination junk off of there. Oh, you missed the Monster Mojave? Yeah, I do too. It was a good RC. It was, but the thing had a very abused life before its conversion, so I'm not surprised that it kind of didn't last too long. It had, you know, it had 200,000 mile diffs on it. So it not lasting long was all right. It was a very good, what was a very fun RC while it lasted. So it did have one O-ring here. It does have one O-ring in the block. So there's that O-ring. Let's see what we got here. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen this up. that one. Gotta learn to keep my little ignition wrenches that I use primarily for this stuff in one spot. They end up all over the place. There we go. So it's got that little crush thing there. Pull this off. Ooh, what is that? See that in there? Looks like some kind of grit in there. Look at that. That probably don't help. So I'm trying to see. Trying to see what that is right there. That's corrosion or what? Looks like it's a little bit of corrosion. Just a little bit. Is that all one piece? This little, no. So that's like seized. Oh, wonder if that was my issue. Would that have made sense? Can't tell if that looks blocked. That hole is open, but that side almost looks like it's blocked. Ooh, nasty. Nice and clean now. Can see through there nice. Can see straight through there nice now. This I wonder if this was causing me an issue here. Don't know. Gotta be careful of this thing. Crap. Alright, does this have teeth? It does, but it doesn't have the teeth I want. I've got another one over here that has better teeth to grab right here. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Does that just push out? Oh, that just pushes out. I think. Yeah, so it's like a thumb screw thing, I think. Looks like it's got flats on it, so that's not an issue. So that wasn't an issue. But I do have to be able to push this out somehow without wrecking that. So if I screw this back in, maybe I can pull that off. We'll push it through. Looks like it's pushing. There we go. I feel like I'm going to break this thing. Yeah, it's just plastic. Yeah, it's just plastic. Yeah. Those O-rings actually look like they're in really good shape. I think they look like they're in good shape. Let's see. Where am I here? Right there. I don't see any issues with that. Maybe a little grungy. So I wonder if maybe I can use these. These O-rings are really tiny. Holy crap. How the heck am I going to get those things off? Looks like it's really easy right there, but man, those O-rings are tiny. How the heck am I going to get those stinking things off of there? Need a sharp razor blade. Or a pen. Maybe if I had a pen might be able to work. Crap, those things are small. Yeah, Alvin in the background. Let's see. I like using the zoom feature. Can I? Oh, bending that stupid needle. My God, my fingers look mangled. I should just go, yeah, those O-rings are meant. We're just going to go ahead and leave those O-rings on there because they're too small to get off. Holy crap. Wow, those things are tiny. Well, what I was thinking here, I think I'm making a bad decision trying to get those O-rings off. I think I need like a pen or something. Yeah, I need like a sewing pen. That's what I need. a sewing pin, I could probably get those things off really easy. What is this, a piece of glass? What the heck was that? What the hell is this thing? It's a piece of glass. What the heck is a piece of glass in there? All right, I'm gonna grab a pen. Let's see, use a needle. Yes, use a needle. Yep. Thompson, what's going on, guy? Yeah. What's his Wally sent me this thing. So Wally sent me a kit. So I figured I should just use everything that's in the kit, even though they look like they're fine. I mean, they do look like they're fine, but still, I don't know, man. They definitely felt like they were fine. They held on to this thing pretty good. Holy crap. Should probably go ahead and clean this thing too. While I'm at it. Wow, look at that. All that crap in there. Dang. That must be O-ring juice. Watch me bend the needle. All right. So I did find a couple of sewing needles. So I'm going to go after the bigger one first. And use the zoom feature. Alrighty. Holy crap. How the heck? Yeah, right. What the hell kind of fingers do they use to get these things off? You need a damn microscope here. There we go. Got it. Come on. Get off. Holy moly. It's there. Ah, there we go. Nice. Holy smokes. Now go after that other one. Watch me, just like I said, watch me bend the needle just trying to get these O-rings off of here. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to puncture the actual needle. There we go. Got it. Nice. Let's give it a roll around. Look at that. Look at the beauty. Beautiful. O-rings are intact. Look at that. They actually look pretty mint. It doesn't look like I did any damage to them either, so maybe if these O-rings are any good, maybe I can use it for the earthquake, but it seemed like the earthquake ones, needles were massive. I mean, the O-rings were massive. So just give this a little look. Looks nice and clean. It looks kind of grungy right there. It's just the coating. Pretty sure it's just a coating that. Or why do my fingers look like they're got leprosy? Oh my god, dude! It looks like I got leprosy here. Holy crap, that's bad. Oh my god, I didn't realize my fingers looked that bad. Dang. All right, let's give this a little clean. That should be all right enough. Waiting for Earl to test the sledge? Yeah. Matt's, what's going on, guy? Thank you, man. So, pretty sure that's all nice and clean. Maybe what I should do, should I go ahead and start putting stuff together while I've got things apart? That way I'm kind of like ahead of the game here. I wonder. This is cleaned out, kind of, sort of. Just take a little paper towel and dip it in the fluid here. See if that's nice and clean. Seems good. So clean pots. Whoa. Got a clean pot kind of area over here. Clean. Where's the O-ring kit? Did I already lose it? Ah, here it is. All right. Installation tools, bellows, and there's one other tiny O-ring that obviously is for the low speed side, but there's 3 O-rings there. Why is there? So does the low speed have 3 O-rings? Why are there 3? There's 2 of those that are the same size, it looks like. What's the thing say here? So, oh, 2.5. What's the star for? Ah, so the star is telling me that those... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so that's the 2. So that's the star for that. And then why is there a star for that? Oh, use the provided tools. Okay. So it says use the provided tools to go ahead and install those O-rings. That way you don't destroy stuff. All right. Because the threads will damage the O-rings. Although the O-rings look like they were fine anyway. So... Oh, there's that cap. Okay. Damn, this thing. It's got a lot to it. Little tiny carburetor, man. It's got a lot to it. Yeah, some contaminants on there. It's probably threads. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop those off, but I think I want to take this. I think I want to take this side off first. Go after this little spring thing here. All right, where's the driver I need for that? Why isn't that collar popping off? Is it rusted on? Oh, here we go. Not that that really needs to be cleaned, but I'm done with this Q-tip, so I might as well kind of just throw a little fluid in there, clean it up a little bit. Go ahead and pop out that needle. Ooh, there's some junk right there. I don't think it matters, but that could be O-ring. Is that O-ring? Is that dead O-ring, or is that... Sorry for the shakiness, but... Look at that. Oh, look at that crap in there. Yeah, all right. I'm going to go ahead and flush that out. probably rust. It's got the squeak of happiness now. That's what you call squeaky clean. So there's two even smaller O-rings on this thing. Oh my God. Get that off of there. Oh no, look how small those ones are. Holy crap. All right. I think that's two, right? There's two on there. 1, 2. Oh my God, that's going to be hard. I do have a smaller pen right here. Look at that. The smaller pen's got something on it. All right. But it's a motor. I'm doing all this and the motor's junk anyway. All right, let's see. So, get that one. Get underneath it. Oops. Oh, look at that O-ring just broke. All right, so that O-ring was junk. Yeah, look at that. That O-ring's brittle. That will probably just break into pieces. Yeah, look at that. All right, so that O-ring is junk. So that probably wasn't helping. And then there's one more right there. I think, yeah. Right there. And I think that one just broke too. So, yeah, so these O-rings were junk. Well, I mean, they are junk. They may not have been junk. They were still working. Get the close-up of my nasty fingers, man. All right, so those O-rings are garbage. Toss those right in the trash. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of clean this up. It's probably fine, but clean it up. You thought brake clean eats O-rings? I don't know. Maybe it does. Wouldn't have eaten them that fast. These ones were, in a sense, protected. If you were thinking that the brake clean that I used killed it. The other thing I'm thinking about, I'm going to use the silicone shock oil that I've got as my lubrication for these parts. Let's take a look at what this little needle thing looks like. That's mint. All right, so we got that piece. Pull this out, but I got to get that spring off of there. And why is it stuck? Because the idle screw is stopping it from coming out. Oh, that's right. So this idle screw is going to have an O-ring too. That's right. That's why there's that many tiny little O-rings. This looks like it only has one. Let's see how that looks. Leprosy fingers. So you can see how it's flattened out and misshapen. But I'm going to go ahead and clean this piece off too. Remember to always use gloves. Whenever you're dealing with solvents and all this crap. Use a pen. Wrong way. Get the pin side. And this O-ring actually seems like it was in better shape. So this O-ring actually still had some pliableness to it. But I don't see a need for that one. Looks fine. Give it a little dose. Now pull the little slide out. Now, how are we looking in there? This spring, how's the spring on there? Looks like it still has part of the old rubber boot on there. I'm not sure how the spring is attached on there. How's this attached? So the spring is attached on here. How? What the hell? Must be in that groove. That rubber is so hard. Let's see if I can pick that out of there. Not sure how that's in there. Use the big pen. I think I need the zoom feature. All right, looks like the spring is wrapped around the indent on here, but it looks like, so this piece just broke off, so perfect. So how is that spring in there? Is it just wrapped into it? Yeah, it looks like it's wrapped into it. So what I should be able to do is just take a pin and pull that little wrapping out. Actually, you know, I kind of don't need to pull this off, but if I use the pin side, come on, guy. It should come off that way better. Which way is this going? There we go. It's right there. Here's the end of it. So I'm using the camera to see, kind of, sort of, where that is, where the end is. I think it's right there, so technically needs to go this way. Probably shouldn't be taking this off. But I feel like I'm committed now. There's the end. Almost feels like it's going to end up breaking that. I feel like I can see the end right there. Wrap. The end is right there. So all I need to do is take that end and bring it to me. Like this. Grab that. Only the end. Come on, guy. Grab the end. Oh my God, I can't see. Holy crap. And draw it off. Like that. It's not drawing off. All right. Well, I guess I'm just not going to waste my time. I'm going to go ahead and just clean this as is before I destroy that spring. I can't seem to get it off. I don't want to wreck it. So I'm just going to clean it as is. I use a Q-tip, get inside of there, and then use paper towel, spin up the paper towel, get inside of there, kind of clean this up, clean these little channels, the little air channel thing there. I think that's what that is, or that's just the alignment thing. Does it have like a groove inside of the carburetor? Somewhere, where is it? Right there. Is there a groove in there for that to ride on? Not seeing anything. All right. So now I can go ahead and go after these. It's not that one. Trying to see exactly what is that. Trying to see if is that just it's not something that comes out. Go ahead and pop the O-ring on that too. That one seemed like it was fine. And that one is crushed and stuck. So, is this one junk? That was actually in a channel. So that one seems like it was all right. Let's get a look at it. A little crushed, but it's still sealed. All right. And that one was a different size. So this one's a smaller one. This one's obviously a bigger one. Is that literally just, oh, wait a minute. So what that is that's a way to have, that's just a block off. So you could change which way the fuel comes in. That's what that is. Huh. Now, there's a little jet in there kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and use a paper towel, kind of clean this stuff up after I douse it, and gotta be careful not to get contaminants in there. Remember to wear gloves. Don't do this stuff like you said. I'm wearing a special glove. But we'll always, always, always wear gloves whenever you work with solvents, because this stuff is going straight into your bloodstream. Straight in. Don't be dumb. That is pretty cool. I like that. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and get a Q-tip in there and just go ahead and see if I can clean out any of those areas. See if I got any junk that gets out of there. That one seemed fine. That one's fine. These are just where the threads are, so there really isn't anything there. Boy, just doing this. Let's see if this needle will go into that little, like, jet-looking thing. Look at that. That's nice and clear. See if I can upstep it. Yep, look at that. So I want to say that's nice and clean. I'm going to look inside of there, see if I see any contaminants in there. Looks mint. Go ahead and get into the little idle screw area. Make sure this is totally clean. Everything seems to be clean now. The idle screw O-ring was fine. The low side needle O-rings were damaged. Well, not damaged. They seemed to be doing their job, but they were brittle. I don't know if that was causing an issue or not. I do need to put an O-ring on this outside. I do need to put an O-ring on the inside of the block. Oh, I shouldn't even call that the block. That's more like that's like the intake manifold. Kind of, sort of. So, but without seeing like any cracks or fissures or anything. I'm not sure this thing is meant. So maybe the bellows was really my issue. I'm not, that was like what I was saying. That's what I was kind of going with. I was going with like the bellows was really my issue for this. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the throttle plate or slide, whatever you want to call that. This thing seems pretty happy now. A little bit of dirt. And like I said, there is a little tiny jet in there. I wonder if that's a pressed in or if that's a screw in. It looks like a screw in because it does have a flat little thing in there. But it's nice and clear. You can see right through. It's nice and clear. I'm assuming that that's a screw in. And there shouldn't be any reason why I need to mess with that. It's not like I can get into those holes with anything. I'm sure it's all fine. Block off these and give it a little puff. Yeah, I think that's happy. This is just the other piece of the boot. That's junk. Toss that. Just going to give this a little bit of a clean. This right here looks like there might be just some gasket material stuck on there. So I'll go ahead and just kind of clean this. Paper towel. Same thing with this one. Give this a little clean. Now, see, Nitro, you're saying don't remove that? Now you're making me want to, just because you said that. Why'd you say that? You said that because you knew now I was going to grab this and see if I can remove that little jet. Maybe I can grab one of my Holly jets and jam it in here. Now you said don't touch that. Now guess what? I'm going to go and touch it. See what happens. I think that blade, no, I think that blade's bent. Is that a screw in? So this doesn't even, yeah, that's too thick. Yeah, where's my precision screwdrivers? I got precision screwdrivers. I might be able to get in there and rip that out. Where's my precision screwdriver? There we go. Right there. All right. So get this thing. Get the tiniest little jet remover. Get that. Just see what happens. Might as well. He said don't. So that means he's testing me here. So let's see. Going this way. And seems like this one's too thick too. What the hell? Well, that's really thin. The blade won't even go on it. Look at that. Look at how thin that thing is. The blade won't even go on it. It's probably pressed in. Although it's got to be threaded. I've got one more smaller one on here. This one. Let's see if that one fits it. See it going in this way. What the hell did they use to put that in? This won't even go on it. Nope, won't even go on it. Look how tiny that is. That's that small. Wow, look at my mango fingers, man. Jesus. Fingers are falling apart here. Under the microscope, that won't even fit that. Which it looks like it should. All right, I'm going to step it down. This is where this little driver thing might break. I do have a real small one. Let's see. It's just like telling a kid, don't touch the hot stove, man. Oh, I think I got it. I think that's onto it. Focus. Is that on it? No, I won't go on it. All right, well, it won't go on it. Crap. It looks like it's a metal jet, or is that plastic? Yeah, whatever. All right. It won't come out, or I can't. I don't have the capability to take that out, whatever the heck it is. It looks like a little jet. Pen still goes through mint. Looks like we didn't destroy it. So technically, if that's a jet, I could take a little drill bit and drill that out, allow more fuel. Put a little turbo on this thing. Put a little supercharger on it. All right. I think it looks like the thing is broken down. I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going to clean this little slide deal here. Again, when you work with stuff like this, do yourself a favor and do not just wear gloves, solvents and stuff. When you feel that cool feeling, all that stuff is going into your bloodstream. You don't need to be the hero, you know, and cause yourself, you know, cancer. If you plan to have kids, or if you have kids, if you want to be around for your kids, do what you can to kind of protect yourself at all times. Just it's just whatever. You do you. But I'm just telling you, that cool feeling means it's going into your skin. It's going right straight to your brain. Let's look at it that way. It's not just going into your skin, it's going right to your brain. It's going to your heart, it's going to your kidneys, it's going to your liver, it's going everywhere. So, and my wife is the one that you could see. See what it's doing to my skin right there? See that white? It's drying out my skin. It means it's getting inside. Causing California Proposition whatever 65 happening in my body here. Just do the smart thing and just do it the right way. Wear your gloves, live longer. You're not some kind of a tough guy not wearing gloves. Or you're not a tough guy not wearing gloves. I said it right the first time. It's actually really stupid if you don't. My wife being in the medical field, she basically showed me how it works. They have these medical patches that are external patches that you put on yourself. And when you put them on, it will basically go into your bloodstream. So just do the right thing and protect yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and take another Q-tip, see if I can clean inside of here. See if there's anything going on in here. Buckies and truckies, that's what happened to your brain. We can all laugh about it, but there's a certain amount of seriousness about it, though. you know? I mean, when I was a kid, oh no, the Q-tip broke off. When I was a kid, you know, the stupidness of, you know, cleaning a carburetor, just using gas, just dunking, grabbing like a big coffee can and like get your hands in gas. And it's just like, God, it's so bad. You don't think about it. I think when you're a kid, you do what you do and you don't think, and then you learn. And that's what it's all about, man. It's about learning and maybe doing things the right way. And I sometimes don't do things the right way. Like right now, I'm kind of technically protecting myself a little bit better. You know, I can still feel it a little bit, but I do have gloves, but it seems like it bypasses the gloves anyway. So it almost seems like it keeps the glove keeps the stuff going into my bloodstream. So then I'm going to just take like a little paper towel, tear off a little piece like this, roll it, dip it in the fluid, and then kind of run it through. Like that. Yeah, see all that junk in there? Let's see what this looks like. Wasn't that bad. So I think that's nice and clean now. Yeah. It's a little bit of a thing right there. Probably just, I was thinking it was just some kind of little wear spot. But you can see how my fingerprints are getting white. It's not a good thing, man. It's really not. It doesn't make you any tougher. It just makes you more stupid. So, all right. So I think this is basically all set. I think I've cleaned out everything. Taking off all the O-rings, I believe. Go ahead and grab myself a nice fresh paper towel here. Take all my clean parts, stick them on the new paper towel. Let's see. I think that was fine. So these are all the pieces for the carb. And the only one other gasket that I got to go after is the one that was inside the intake manifold. So here's the new gaskets. It looks like there's a lot more gaskets in this bag. Wait a minute. Why are there so many of them? It looks like there's a hell of a lot more gaskets than that came out. Or O-rings, whatever. Gaskets, O-rings, same damn thing. It does. It looks like there's a heck of a lot. I only took out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I miss some? Why is there 8? And there's like 50 in this bag. I only took out 8, right? Yeah. Oh, they give you 50 of them here. Maybe it's like rebuilding 2 carbs. Or maybe it's for a different carb or something. Why did they give you so many? Static cling is keeping these O-rings in here. Come on, get out of there. Come on, get out of there. Look at that. It's like going higher into the bag. Come on, get out of there. There we go. All right, so there is a lot of O-rings here. So I'm wondering, those two are the same. It looks like they doubled the O-rings. Because those two are the same, I believe. You know what I don't want to do is I don't want to lose that big pin and like step on it. My son did that when he was a kid. A toothpick. He used to like drag his feet. Like you know, some kids do that. They just lazily walk inside the house to kind of like drag their feet a little bit. Well, his right in between, I think it was his in between his big toe and then the next finger of his toe, a toothpick jammed inside. So there's the other needle. A toothpick got jammed into his foot. Oh, that was bad. He was a little kid too. All right, there's a lot of O-rings here. So these ones appear to be exact. These appear to be exact. It looks like maybe there's 4 of the same. What did the package say here? Why is there so many? Why the hell are there so many? It's showing 2. And 1 big one. So this is the bigger one. That's, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't know. This got to basically match up what I've got. I think. Let's see here. So this big one must be for the inside, for the intake. So there's 2 of those. And this one, it's not the right size. Is that size? That's weird. Why does my carburetor have 1 O-ring that's a different size? Did it shrink? It's weird. All right. Well, let's start to just put some needle stuff together. So we've got this needle. These 2 O-rings go for this. It looks like these 2 take the same O-ring. There's 3 of those that look like the same exact size. So what I am going to do is I'm going to use, like I said, I'm going to use the shock stuff here. I'm going to use this as a lubricant. And remember, wear gloves because you're doing the same thing. You're putting this stuff in your bloodstream. So does one of these work for that? Because that's obviously... Yeah, look at that. That is pretty slick. So I'm going to go ahead and lubricate that. Grab the little O-ring. And look at that. That is neat. Check that out. That is cool. Little O-ring slide thing, man. That's mint. Go ahead and slide that on. Over. Maybe. Doesn't seem like it wants to. Oh, there we go. That is pretty cool. So put a little bit of juice on there. Pick up the next O-ring. Slide that into place. It's going to go on the first one. The second one. Uh-oh. I got the wrong one. Oh, no. I put the wrong O-ring on there. Oh, crap. Whoops. Very carefully pull this O-ring off and destroy it. Ah, crap. It should come off pretty easy. Oh, no. Guy, what are you doing? Can't believe I just did that. Come on. Get off. Make sure you pay attention to what you're doing. Get the smaller O-ring. These ones. God. First one, it'll go into the slot. And that way the next one will bypass that slot and slide into the other one. There we go. Let's put that in. And look at that. So that's mint. So we're right in there. So that's all set. Now grab this one. Put a little bit of lubrication on there. Grab the larger installation tool. Grab the correct O-ring. Can't believe I did that. Well, I mean, I actually can't believe I did, but it's all right, though. And push that into place. And that's mint. Happy there. So you got the needles. Let's see. So let's see. What am I missing here? Why are there so many of them? So it's showing a big one, but these look the... So that's the one that goes inside. Why is the O-ring that I have in between? Maybe because it's stretched? Then that's that one. Oh, man, what the heck? Maybe it's only supposed to have... Wait a minute. Maybe I should just read some words here. If your carburetor has no O-ring groove in the base, use only the upper 10 millimeter O-ring. If your crankcase or intake manifold has the O-ring in the carb bore... Oh, wait a minute. So, wait a minute. Pretty sure this one I saw has got the O-ring in there. It does. So why did mine have an O-ring on here then? So I had double the sealing power because this O-ring was here. So I had two O-rings going. And to me, in my mind, that makes sense. That makes sense that this should have an O-ring because that was that O-ring. Because that's like a... What the heck, man? And it's not this. Or maybe it was that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this one just stretched. That's kind of weird. All right, so now got to go after that little cap. That cap was the bigger one, which takes the slightly larger O-ring. So just like that. And there's no like, I think it just seals it in. And what size driver was that? It's this one. Yeah, so you just got to be careful not to crank on it. And then this one was on that side, which took this smaller O-ring. That was just a block-off plate. It's literally all that is the block-off plate. Or block-off screw. And that's why that one was flat. Just like that. Seems good. All right. Clean this all the way. The one thing that I kept on getting messed up with, though, and I think it went this way, which would make is that supposed to be, is that air channel supposed to be that way, or is it supposed to be this way? I swear my eyes remember seeing it this way. Crap. I should have looked closer. If it's this, oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. That'll tell me right now. Ah, it is supposed to be that way. Never mind. Figured it out. There also does appear to be some kind of grit in there. Something is hanging this up. Yeah, so that little air channel is supposed to be on the top. That was obvious. Just I should have just looked at that. The thing there. The idle screw stop thing. So something's going on in here where it almost feels like it's hanging up a little bit. So I'm not sure what that is, but it does feel like something's hanging up. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of wrap a paper towel tight, jam it inside that hole, and see if it comes out with anything. Sergeant J, what's going on, guy? Seems a little dirty. So we'll do a little dry fit. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Still feel like it's dragging, but could be just the wear on the slide, I guess. All right, so I'm going to use some assembly lube here. Actually, do it this way. Nice and happy. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and install the little spring to go ahead and keep that in place. So it's going to go like that. Make sure that spring is in that little channel. There's like a little, there's a notch right there for that spring to go into. See how it's in like a little notch right there? So that's meant. Now go ahead and install the little, this one, the idle one. Again, I do have a little bit of lubrication on my fingers here. Now, when I do this, I want to make sure that that's aligned. And it doesn't feel like it's aligned. Gonna give it a little bit of a screw in. It seems like it's getting hung up. Where's the screwdriver? Give it a little bit of help. It's the threads, okay. So you can see the idle gap. So you can see that functioning. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it just right there for now. Now I can go ahead and go after this piece, but this little slide thing needs to get on there. And it goes one way, which I believe is this way. It's kind of already pre-lubricated. Ooh, I don't like how that feels. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lubricate that orifice right there. Just hopefully make it so that the O-rings aren't going in like on a dry fit, so I don't wreck stuff. Let's try it again. Give it a little bit of a turn. Could probably heat that up and it would be happier. There we go. That's that one. I'm not liking how that's feeling. Okay. Did make it past it. Now I'm going to go ahead and align that with the little flats. Wherever the flats are. Can't even see it. Is that aligned with the flats? I think it is. Yeah, it looks like it is. Doesn't look like it's totally aligned though. It looks like it's slightly off. Yep, it was slightly off. Somehow, I've got to get this pressed. There we go. Oh, pressed in pretty easy. All right. So I'm happy with that. I know this is clean. Now what I need to do is do the, call them crush washers. I don't really see them actually crushing. How would they actually really crush? So And I don't think there was any, just looking at the extractions real quick, there's no O-ring with that. There's just the O-ring on the needle, the O-ring on both of these ends, block off plate. Yeah. So what I should be able to do now is go ahead and install this seat. Did I clean this? Yes, I did. Okay. There's no O-rings on this, right? No. There we go. Okay. That, I believe, is all the way closed. Right there. It's all the way closed. So I'm just going to back it off just a little bit. Okay. So now I need to take one of these little crush washers for that, little crush washer. Now, which way did I have this facing? Pretty sure it was facing this way. Is that the best routing? I think it is. So I just want to clock that so that I have good fuel hose entry. And it looks like I've got no issue right there. Grab my ignition wrench and give it a little bit of a crank. I want to keep that spaced away. So I'll keep it spaced away like that. Give it a crank. Man, how tight do I make that? You don't want to tighten it too much. Break the damn thing. Oh god, I just don't want to strip it out. I'm afraid of stripping it. Yeah, I think we're good. I think it's all right. I just felt like it literally just felt like I was going to strip it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this. Just do a little bit of lubrication here. I'm going to wear gloves and install this needle into there. Now on this needle, I don't really remember what the adjustment was supposed to be. So I'm going to bury it and pull it out like a turn and a half, maybe. So if I bury this, isn't that funny? George, that comment was blocked because you said hooker headers. YouTube blocked that. Why? Because YouTube doesn't know anything about stinking cars. All right, so there we go. So that was buried. So let's see where we go. And it's buried light. So if I go half, 1, half. It seems like that's okay. So I'm going to stay with that. On this side, just because I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and go a turn and a half out, same as I did with that. So, so half, 1, half. just like that. And maybe that's where it should be. I honestly don't remember. Either way, I'll be able to get it to run no matter what. It did run. So effectively, this carburetor is refreshed. I guess you could call it rebuilt, but it's refreshed. I feel like idle gap kind of looks like it's right there, but I don't care. I'll just literally just get that after the fact. Things went together fairly well. I did find 2 O-rings that were on this end, which were very brittle on the low speed side. Everything else other than this O-ring right here, well, that was crushed, but that I don't think really matters because that's just a block off plate anyway. There was contaminants on the needle itself here. There was a little bit of contaminants on the slide, but that's to be expected. The high-speed needle, I didn't feel was an issue. It seemed like it was fine. I am worried about over-torquing this because we are just going into composite and my hands can't like really feel the micro inch pounds that it needs to not strip it out, and that's what I'm worried about. I feel it's tight enough. I do believe that my fuel inlet is at a good angle. I need to install obviously this, and then obviously to go ahead and install the what do you want to call this? Throttle. The hell is this called? It's not a plate. Arm, throttle arm or something. And if I remember correctly, this was installed like that. So, no, actually, sorry. Yes, no. Carburetor's in like that. That, I believe, was clocked like that. So, I can just do like a little test fit and hopefully get it in there. So, but I need to put the, this was the kind of the whole reason behind this was this boot right here, which is this boot. Could you imagine if this boot was like pre-compromised out of the bag? Seems like it's fine. Yeah, it's mint. See, I was thinking that I was getting some kind of issue with this, and I felt as though I was just getting extra contaminants in here that wasn't allowing a free-flowing operation of the throttle. There were a couple of times where this got stuck, and it was because of all the grit and everything that was in there. And I was also thinking that not having this boot in place was possibly also creating a little extra tuning issue. I really don't know. I mean, what I saw with my eyes, it seemed like things were fine. But I just don't know. So Wally's World was kind enough to go ahead and send me this kit. And I thank him very much for that. That was very, very kind to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and install this little boot thing here. I still have to, yeah, look at that. Mint. This thing looks brand new. I should just sell this for $100. Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of put this arm on, put it in a position where I think I had it. And I think it was right about there. Go ahead and give it a little crank. Just a little one. I'll clock it a little bit because it looks wrong. So if I remember correctly, that is the way that that was in there. The only thing I'm really honestly leery about this whole thing, the only one thing that I am leery about is the fact using these little crush washer things here. But I guess if this is leaking, I'll see it. So this thing came with a ton of O-rings. 4 of these things. These are all the same, which is Kind of weird. Came with 2 of these. Maybe they were thinking that you would tear it or something, or maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's to take it off and clean it, or I don't know why there's so many of them. But supposedly this is the one for the inside, which that's a definite. And I'm guessing this one would have been for the outside. What's weird is that my O-ring that was on my carburetor, I have 2. So there was this one on here, which to me makes sense because that would butt up against there. And then there was obviously the internal one that I need to go after right now, which that should be fun. Because hopefully I'll be able to pick that out. I'm going to use an angled pick to kind of get in there and see if I can pull that O-ring out of there. Because I don't want the O-ring to go inside the block. So, but I do feel that this carburetor is ready to rip. So, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of move this stuff out of the way. Yeah, that was smart. Curtis, what's going on, guy? Good morning to you. All right. So, extra pots. These are O-rings that kind of seem like they're still kind of okay. This one might be, that one might be junk. I think that one's kind of flattened out. Yeah. The Redcat, I'll see if these O-rings will fit on that little Redcat thing, because if in fact that is missing an O-ring, which someone pointed out, kind of looks that way, maybe that's part of my issue. So, what am I doing here? Take these, put these elsewhere. All right. Clean up a little bit. So now let's get the TMAXX over here and see if I can pick that O-ring out of there without destroying it. So put these aside, the little tools. And that little jet looking thing that's inside of there didn't come out. It definitely did look like it was like a little jet, or a, not a jet, it had a jet look, but it had like a, it also had like a squirter look to it too. So let's see if I can position this. How can I position this? I want this to be out of my way. So if I go like, maybe like that, you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see the O-ring drop right into the block. So let's focus right there. And I only put that there just to kind of keep any kind of crap from going in there. It doesn't look like the O-ring is going to get down in there. And I did say I was going to use like a hook one. But, oh man. This looks easier. I mean, I think this is easier than it looks. Or, no, the opposite. Ooh. I don't know if I like the way that feels. feels like it's in there. I think I just got some crap in there too. Oh well. Oh, look at that. All right. That O-ring does kind of have that compromised feeling to it. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab that out of there. Let's get a look at this O-ring. Where is it? Right there. Actually seems like it was all right. The O-ring actually looks like it's pretty healthy. Except for that junk that's on there. But I think I put that on there. That O-ring actually seems pretty healthy. God, it's amazing what your fingers look like zoomed in. Brand used, you know it, man. That O-ring actually seems like there's zero issue with it, man. That thing does look brand new. All right. Take a clean paper towel. And I'm just going to clean inside that hole very carefully. Now that I've got that in there, I'm going to go ahead and wipe down all around so that hopefully nothing gets in there while I'm messing around with this. All right. Let's give this a shot. Watch a big piece of sand just go right in there. So supposedly one of these O-rings. So here's the new one. And here's the old one. The old one is on the left-hand side. The thing looks literally brand new. So I probably didn't even need to do that. So, yeah. Just going to go ahead and carefully try to install this in there. Yeah, right. There we go. Kinda. Oh no. It's going inside the hole. Oh no. All right, there we go. Maybe that was okay to do. If I use the carburetor to put that in, maybe that would work. Can't get in there. It's going in its groove. Looks like it's going in its groove. Come on. Get in there. All right. Let's try this. Okay. Looks like right up top here. It's not going in. There it is. All right. Now, the only thing that, like I said, the only thing that I was kind of semi-confused about, for some reason, mine had an O-ring on the top as well. And I can't go back that many years and actually remember if I had done that. So I'm just going to test fit this. I'm going to lubricate this with a little bit of shock oil, 20 weight shock oil, just so I don't like mess up the O-ring if for some strange reason it would mess it up a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead, just put a little bit of lubrication on there. Go ahead and just kind of just test fit this in here. And that went in mint. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to leave the O-ring off that was on the carburetor itself, because that definitely did seem to seat in there. Feels fine. I'm going to see if I can attach that linkage now. So we'll go like this. So see if I can go ahead and attach that linkage on there. Usually, let's see. Get that on there. Now, what I need is I need something to go ahead and grab that on there. So let's go ahead and see if I can pry it on. Oops. Ah, crap. That was a bad idea. There we go. All right. So things are loose enough. What I want to make sure is that this is rotated enough. Carburetor is mint like that. What I want to do is hold the carburetor in place. See if that, oh, look at that. It hits. So that definitely needs to be rotated up. That would have been no good. So that's loose enough where I should be able to just take this and rotate it up. Now, all right, don't like that. All right, there's some kind of alignment. I think I've got to have the carburetor a little tweaked. Making sure that there's no conflict. So I think I need to roll that down a little bit. think that's about where it should be. That may need to be rolled. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to tighten up the screw here. So I believe that's where that needs to be. Go ahead and put that carburetor kind of at that little bit of an angle. So it seems like right there is where that needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten down the little lock nut thing here. Is that the right size? I can't tell. Could be this one. So right before it gets too tight, I want to make sure it's still functioning. Well, I don't know if I like that. That really looks like that's close to that damn gear. Look how close that gets to the gear. It's almost as if I should just tweak this carburetor like that a little bit. There we go. That's actually better. Okay. I'm going to go with that position right there. And it's not that one, it's this one. That should be it. All right. Now just attach a fuel line and watch this thing just be too old to want to live. Seems like I might just have to adjust that a little bit. It's right up against the motor, but we'll see. It does have that little thermal thing on there. There we go. Oh, that actually looks mint. So it looks like there's plenty of clearance. Because what I'm going to end up doing is I may end up shortening this line. But once I put those two lines like this, I should definitely keep that away. So, boy, is there a lot of sand in there. A lot of sand in this thing. So, like I said, the only thing that I'm concerned about is this, that maybe I didn't tighten this down enough. I am worried about over-torquing it and screwing up the threads. So, hopefully, if that is not tightened up enough, hopefully what it's just going to do is just piss fuel so that I can see the fact that it's not tight enough, and maybe I'll just try and give it another little tweak. I almost feel like instead of the aluminum, should have used those like fiber ones. But maybe because it's fuel, it needed that. But that fiber stuff, it's fuel resistant. I'm going to leave the gear off for now. There's no sense. Go ahead and just install the air cleaner. Did I replace the brass sleeve? No, everything's stock. This thing is 20 years old, like literally 20 years old. So this, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll snip that off. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that is all right. You know what? Nah. I'm going to go ahead and snip that little end off. Yeah, no, this thing is straight. If you're talking to me, yeah, this thing is really that 20 years old. So that should be all right. Yeah, that's better. That should be mint. I do kind of want to. You know what? It should be okay. Let's go ahead and reinstall the air cleaner here. The intake tube. I do like this intake tube better. I don't know if it is any better, but it is supposed to be high flow. And I don't know where I put the clip for that. Sweet. 1, 2, 3. Right here. So go ahead, put that in there. All right. Kind of do want to keep that fuel line though away. How can I do that? I don't think I really can I? No, that kind of is what it is. If I put these together, that would kind of keep it out of the way a little bit. Let's do the zip tie, maybe where I had it before. Something like that would kind of keep it out of the way. That's what that little heat sleeve is for, but I don't like that. It's almost like the fuel line is too long. I just go like that. There's a possibility of the zip tie. The zip tie itself could cause an issue. So just go ahead, throw that in there, see if there's a way I can figure out how to keep this out of the way here. Yeah, not really, huh? Maybe like that. That seems like that would work. It's not too tight. But it's also not crimping the line either, so. Good enough. Yeah, I think that's good. Garage life, what's going on, guy? Ugh. All right. So I think that's good enough. So that's basically where this live was going to end. 20-year-old TMAXX is technically better than a Redcat Nitro. So Wally's World had sent me a carb rebuild kit. Thank you, Wally, if you're still here. If you're not, I have already thanked you several times. Definitely appreciate it. You also sent me a metal spur gear to get rid of my plastic broken tooth one. I'm going to leave the broken tooth one on here just for now because it's still not really affecting it yet. And what I do wonder is, did the linkage somehow catch on the teeth at some point? I don't know. I don't know what could have caused those teeth to break other than maybe it's just brittle plastic. He also did send me RRP TMAXX 20-tooth brand new clutch bell. Again, thank you for that. Rebuilt. I mean, is that really rebuilding the carb? I mean, I guess it kind of is. I want to say it's more like refreshing the carb, because rebuilding the carb, I think, like, would have been buying new needles and all that other junk. Maybe that's kind of just called a carb refresh type of deal. The only one thing, like I reiterated before, the only one thing that I am a little bit hesitant about is the fuel inlet tightening down. Yeah, I felt like I was literally on the edge of stripping out the threads. So that's the only part that I'm a little bit leery about. And maybe that's why, certain composites, I don't know, man. Composites are good, but this is also a 20-year-old composite that has had plenty of tanks of fuel through it. So I am going to fire this up a little bit later. It's only 38 degrees right now. So because this is such an old truck, I do want to give it, its full kind of like, I want it to like live, I want it to have a good experience. The bellows is potentially what I think may have been causing the problem. However, when I did pull that low speed needle out, there was some trash beyond the threads. So I don't know if that was really an issue, but there was some trash on there. There was some kind of gunk inside those little orifices. Everything else kind of seemed like it was okay. The high speed gaskets seemed fine. The low speed gaskets were junk. Just brittle, hard. Yeah. For a 20-year-old TMAXX, I want to say this thing is still in pretty decent shape. And I did, when I first got this, I blew a ton of tanks through this thing and treated it exactly as you see it, treated it like a piece of crap. And it seems to take it. The only thing that I've replaced is servos. I've probably gone through a dozen glow plugs like way back when. I did replace the servos because the servos were locked up. The steering servo, I'm pretty sure, is on its way out. That may be the next servo that I replace. If I go ahead and replace the other servos, it's just like, I don't know if I just want to dump money into this, because Nitro for me, well, I can do it, and it is kind of semi-fun. There is a certain draw to it, but there's also negatives, and it's all the cleanup. It's all the maintenance. It's all the stuff that I just hate doing. I do not enjoy that. The tank O-ring, I'm sure, is pretty fine. Looks like it's okay. Feels like it seals pretty good. Yeah. The reverse works when it wants. It does still have reverse. This is 2-speed. And it is kind of like that 2-speed fun, man. When it doesn't shift, you're like waiting. And then it shifts and you know what I mean? It's like gives you like that feel of the real deal. So how long was this stream? 2.5 hours. That's good enough. It's a good enough live stream. So again, we might I might do another live again. Might. We'll see. I might just do a pop on or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't even know. Like, I mean, I know these shocks, at least I think these shocks still have fluid. They feel like they still have fluid in it. Although, I don't know, maybe the back is kind of having some issues. But it's still fun, man. 20-year-old original TMAXX, man. And the thing is still rocking. So, yeah. So anyways, we've got RC Steve. You have yourself a good day too. James Beeman. Love you, Nitros. Absolutely. Thompson. You too. Have a good day yourself. RC Steve, thank you for that, man. Very kind of you. Lyle and Alyssa still got another 20 years. I don't know about that. I think this engine might be on its way out. I think it's the plastics. The plastics are possibly getting to that point of getting brittle, and you worry about stuff like that. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I don't know what I replaced on this thing, if I ever even did. I want to say this is, I really want to say this is really original stock, except for the 2 stinking servos and the air cleaner. So, Paul Clancy, see you later, man. Garage Life, Snowbird, Rest in Pieces, Pete, Ernst. Oh, no, that's not Ernst. Ernest Franklin. Let's see. I think that's it. Sergeant J. Curtis D. I think that's it. Earl Moorhead was here. Yeah. So that's where this is going to end. I'm going to go ahead and once it warms up a little bit, I'm going to fire it up and see if I can get this, like obviously now I don't know where things are. I think it's kind of like ready to rock, but I'm going to find out. So it's going to take a whole tank just to see if there's any change. There's the possibility that maybe I'm having an internal engine issue. I'm not positive. It does run, or it did. It did run. Let's see if it still runs again. Carburetor says it should. The engine itself, I don't know, man. Don't know, don't care. So anyways, Zarsky Guy Garage, this was COVID and coffee. Technically, it was a COVID and coffee. 20-year-old TMAXX, still better than a Redcat Racing Nitro. And it's actually true. So I will see you guys later. Thank you for coming. Okay. And it's spinning.